Hi everyone, in this episode Gary and I tackle the northern coast of Spain from Luarca across to Santander, and we have been trying to get it directly across the Bay of Biscay, but the weather just hasn't been quite good enough for that. So really hope you enjoy it. Give us some feedback on how long some of the segments are. I can cut them down a little bit if you want me to, but if you love all the detail, I'll keep providing it. Enjoy this episode. Right, good morning everybody, 16th of February. Got some great drone footage in Luarca. You saw us come in yesterday and we were going to go stern to that wall. If you can see those steel bars over there, they normally have a sliding ring on it that allows the line that you tie back there to go up and down to the tide, but they're all gone. So in the end, we tied off at the front to that buoy down there. Well, it's a buoy at the front, looks exactly like that one, and then in the end we went on to a buoy down the back as well. So we ended up side on all night to the wall, which you just wouldn't get away with in the summer. There it is there, because it would just be too busy in here. We could do it because we're on our own. Anyway, pretty rolly night, very uncomfortable. The swell just comes in through the opening there in the breakwater. This morning we popped through there again and got some drone footage, so I'll share that with you. Here we are in Luarca, and today we're heading up to Guillaume. And Guillaume could be the jump staging point for the Bay of Biscay across to La Rochelle, but if the weather's not so good across the bay, then we'll just carry on up here to Santander. Check the weather today, and the weather is basically 4, 5, 6, 7 knots and 2 meters of swell. It's a lovely little secluded part of the bay up in here, and you can see we've got 44 miles to go, and it is 9:30 in the morning, so we should get there at about 5:30 tonight. Anyway, we'll get the camera out the front and we'll get underway. Whenever we're ready. Just check the clear of the buoy at the back there. Sure, yep. That looks good, eh?
Te quiero decir, te elijo a ti. Si me dan a elegir, te elijo a ti. Para poder vivir, te elijo a ti. Es lo que me hace sentir, te elijo a ti. Lo que siento es tan fuerte, imposible no elegirte. Ahora que estás aquí, lo que siento es tan fuerte, imposible no elegirte. Ahora que estás aquí, para poder existir, te elijo a ti. Te lo voy a repetir, te elijo a ti. Siempre voy a insistir, te elijo a ti. Ya no quiero sufrir, te elijo a ti.
Alright, so this morning we said we were going to Guillaume. We've just had another look at it, and some of the reports in there talk about very shallow water around where the anchorage is that Navali's advertising. The chart here actually shows 4 to 8 meters, and that's at low tide, so obviously we'd be happy with that. But a couple of boaties have said that they've actually touched the bottom. So where we're going to look at now is this place called Candas. It's just to the west of it, and the anchorage is actually in the marina there. Sorry, not in the marina, inside the breakwater. The marina's along the edge and at the end, but boats anchor there. Now the problem is with there, the chart says it's very shallow. So we're going to go and have a little squiz. We're going to be very cautious, take our time, and if for any reason we're not happy, we've got two options. One is to head back up the bay to here, and that had a really good write-up. The problem is that that's much less protected from the Bay of Biscay. So if the weather does pick up a little bit, which is forecasted over the next couple of days, we'd be a little bit more vulnerable in there, but it would be okay for tonight. So first choice is to pop in here and have a look, and then if we're not happy with that, we'll decide whether we're going to go behind us where we've already been, or carry on to Guillon and check out the depths there. Now the tide at the moment, so the tide in Guillon, it's about half an incoming tide, and that goes from 0.9 metres to 4 metres, so you've got basically a 3 metre tide. So we are wanting to see at least 2.5 metres registering on our keel, because then it meant at absolute low tide we'd lose 1.5, would leave a metre under the keel once we're in there. So it'd have to be in there at that and better going in. Anyway, so a little bit of a challenging run in, but we'll be very careful and take our time and go nice and slow. Our thrusters are on, 8.4 metres, 6.2 metres, right, so Monday, pretty sure it's the 18th of February. Nice cup of coffee. We're here in Candas, tiny wee harbour you saw us coming into last night. Had a good night's sleep, pretty calm, and we did float around a little bit. We're only in 4 metres of water at high tide and 1.5 metres of water at low tide, so it was fairly restrictive. Yeah, we were looking today at doing the big jump to La Rochelle, but it's 258 miles across the corner of the Bay of Biscay, and we weren't actually that happy with the weather. It was okay, it would have been all right, but just not quite good enough. So what we're doing today is just heading down the coast 20 miles to Lastres. It's a lovely little place. You just go on the local wharf there, you pay 30 euros for the night. So we're going to go and check that out. And the next window for going across the bay, it doesn't look like it's until next week. But along the coastline here it's fine. So we're just going to keep poddling along the coastline, and it should see us right. So you can see not much room out there. Anchor, according to this, is straight ahead of us. So it must have been a little bit close. Anyway, we'll just nudge forward. We'll start bringing it in. But it is only a 25 metre radius set, so see how this looks. Got some amazing drone footage this morning. Hopefully you'll really enjoy that. It's quite long because I did 2 flights in the end, one at daybreak and the other one a little bit later in the morning, of quite different stuff but the same town. But I think it's going to be quite neat. I need to do a little bit of research about it as to what exactly we captured. But, oh, there we go. It's coming up off the bottom now. Just slow down to almost 0. Should come up nicely. We'll do a 180 degree turn around to the right so you can just see the harbour in the daylight. Here we go. Air shears up. One in reverse, starboard in reverse, port and forward. Just put the bow thrusters on just in case we need them. I don't think we will, but so we're in 3 metres of water. It's sort of halfway between high tide and low tide. So as I said, it did get pretty shallow, but there are yachts in here, and there's been a 15 metre boat in here on Navily. You've got to be careful, and you wouldn't want to be in here, I don't think, in a lot of wind, but our forecast was pretty good. So nice little harbour there, you'll see. Coming around nicely. 3.2 metres of water, so no issues there. And as we come around, we're going to head out of this little harbour port side. Happy with everything, Gary?
Stern's all good, Skip.
Tally ho, shall we go, Skipper?
Put the vibration plate on, eh? What do you reckon?
It's a good idea.
On the anchor out there?
I'll go do that now, eh?
Yep. Alright, and stabilisers are on. We're just going over to the port side here. Anchor drag, want to change that. Turn it off, close. Stand at 2.7 metres now. Slow it right down. .4 metres. Just going at 3 knots, just take it nice and slow. 2.8 metres. 5.4 metres, we're away. Just going to engage in heading hold. I can keep my head up there nicely. Move the eyes around. Just unloads you a little bit once you've got the autopilot in. Coming up 6 metres of depth there. Okay, just coming up nicely on to follow route, so we'll just go follow route now. Should do a nice turn to the left. There she goes. It's quite shallow around this entire bay actually. So we're going to basically go out the way we came in because we know that was okay. But alright, it's looking good. We're on our way, almost no wind today, and the seas are forecast to be about 1.2 metres, so it should be an absolutely lovely run. As I said, 20 miles to go, so about 4 hours. Oh, there is Fiona calling. Hello, sweetie.
Hello, Marky, how are you?
I'm good. We're just leaving port and I'm videoing it, so you're on YouTube.
Oh, hello. Well, I'm driving the car, so it's a bit illegal with me having my phone on.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, we're just leaving. We stayed in a lovely place last night. It was pretty restrictive and tight, but
Yep.
we were happy with it. You know, like it was just a very small area.
Oh, yep.
So pretty restrictive from anchoring point of view, but yeah, I set the alarm for low tide and we had 1.5 metres under the keel at low tide, so we'd worked that out though.
Okay, it sounds pretty scary.
No, it wasn't scary at all because it was lovely and calm. You know, you're just in this tiny wee yachting harbour or boating harbour, so it was fine. It's just we did the maths on it, and I just wanted to wake up at that time to make sure we were happy with it, and we were.
Oh, that's good. Well done, you guys.
Yeah. Anyway, hang on. I'll just turn. Well, you can talk to us. I'm just going to turn the video off because we're on our way. Okay, it's a gorgeous day, and we've got dolphins jumping out the front of the boat, and a little disturbed area of water ahead of us. In fact, that's it back there now. That little patch back there that you can see, and the dolphins are right amongst it. So I suspect they were feeding. So we've got the rod out. See if we can hook into something because it's a perfect day for it. Perfect day for it. Fresh fish for dinner would be amazing. Alright, so just coming up to 0.7 of a nautical mile from Port Lastres, L-A-S-T-R-E-S, Port Lastres. So there is a anchorage just in the bay off to our starboard side. Nice mountains in there behind, bit of cloud around them. And then the port is in behind that. It's a very, very small port with a very small marina, unmanned basically. And so you have to go in, effectively get yourself onto the pier. And it doesn't actually state which is the visitor pier, but you just get in there. So we'll go in and have a look and find out. Unfortunately, there's about a 12, 13 knot easterly blowing, which goes straight into the harbour. So that's a little bit disappointing, and a little bit of chop out there, you see, resulting from that. So effectively, whichever pier we go on to, I think the wind will be taking us on to it. So managed with 35, 40 knots in Muros. So just have to take our time, get in there, get set up, decide where we're going to go, and then work out how that goes. And the fishing boat going in there by the look of it. Very little fishing boat. Alright, we've got the entering shallow regions again, we understand that, 11 metres of water. Right until we get up round to the entrance, it's about 6 or so metres. Actually, it should be really good round there, Gary, because that breakwater goes along quite a way.
Does it?
Yeah. So I suspect once we get in there, it'll be almost calm,
Yeah.
depending on how high the breakwater is. It's quite an imposing town, actually, that you can see up there above the breakwater that we're just passing now. I'll just move you over here. Get a slightly better view of the pilot house area. There you go. Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? It's nice to be able to talk to you side on rather than looking down at the screen. Anyway, just coming round the corner, heading south now. It's quite a mountainous area actually. It's starting to get very, very beautiful. I'm assuming this is the eastern end of the western end of the Pyrenees. Right, here we go. The little boat's just going in there. Just keep our speed up a little bit until we just get round to this corner. Oh yeah, it's quite a high wall, so I was suspecting behind there it's going to be very sheltered. They build some amazing structures, I have to say, around their ports, which is a testimony to them, but also a testimony to what the waters can be like around here, I suspect. Anyway, let's just have a quick look at the tides again. So Guillaume is the closest, and we are basically at low tide, just turning. So in the Navally it says it's fine in here at low tide. According to this, 5 to 6 metres at the entrance at low tide. Alright, let's have a look. See what this is like. A little bit of a chop, as you can see out there for that easterly wind. Right, let's come back to forward idle. And this place is renowned for its people fishing off the breakwater. You can already see there's 5, 6, 7, 8 people out there fishing. One guy out there standing right on the top of it. Oh my goodness, he's 20, 30 feet up above the water. Wow, he's courageous. Beautiful little town apparently. Okay, 0.24 miles to run, nautical miles. 10.6 metres of water. Well, that's a anchorage straight ahead of us there, and I suspect tonight would be a rather unsettled night, to say the least, actually. Right, we'll put the bow thrusters on. Just going to go out on deck, Skip. Okay, buddy. Okay, so we'll take the autopilot out. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got down here 5 metres minimum, but there's nothing to say it's not. I'll just go over here onto sonar.
Go down a bit and have a look and then come back.
Yeah, I think when we poke our nose around the corner it's going to be pretty good. Okay, we'll take these stabilisers off. We're out there fishing happily. It's 7 metres. They love their fishing. Seven metres. Potential hazards, that makes sense.
Ready for fenders?
Yep, that looks like our dock there, right? Yeah, I think we put the fenders out now. Gary?
Well, I think you're going to go over it. You're going to just sit there. We'll do the rest for
All right. Okay, so we're all set up. We've got our plan. Got the tiller in the middle. And we're slowly bringing the stern of the boat around. So we've got starboard, the port in reverse. The starboard engine into idle for a second. And we're going to try and just slide sideways here. Are we?
Hang on, let me tie off. Yeah, go for a tie.
You can just hold it round twice, that'll be enough to hold it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to go forward very slowly, alright? Tell me as the tension comes on. That went like clockwork. Welcome to Luarca. Perfect, perfect. I am so wrapped with that. Oh my goodness. Gary, we're having a beer, mate.
The pirates here have no fear.
We're having a beer. That went superb. That was really good, Gary.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, I'm happy with that. Very, very happy. This is quite something. I'm going to take you to see them later. I'll just zoom in. Look at these guys just fishing along there. There's probably 20 of them. Some off the very high wall at the back, but others within the marina. They're catching the odd little fish, and it's renowned for it. Apparently they're here all the time till all hours of the night as well. So we'll go for a wander along there later, but they're all just happy, relaxing, having a fish. They're yakking, laughing. Pretty cool. Ladies, guys, young, old. So cool. It's a beautiful spot. So pleased we didn't cross the Bay of Biscay today. There's got to be 50 people on that wharf fishing. And it's coming up to high tide and they're just bringing in fish after fish after fish. Hope you can see it. It's just so cool to see. So many people out there. They're all quiet. They're all busy doing what they're doing. So that's where the locals live. And that's where they fish. I love it. Bit of local culture. Here's Awanui NZ all tied up. Washing's out. Might stay here another night. We're off to do the shopping. And cup of coffee, eh, Gazza?
I'm on for that.
Cup of coffee.
I'm on for that. Let's go and find them.
Beautiful little old town, Lastres. Or Lastres. A couple of old Spanish galleon cannons out there, or fortification cannons on the point. And of course every port must have its own anchor. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sand down there is the finest sand I've ever seen. It's absolutely tinsy tiny particles. Beautiful beach. And then on up the coast to Santander. So we're gonna spend probably another whole day here. We've got a lot of editing to do on the next video that's coming out. You'll have it by now, of course. This will be old news. But there's a lot of editing in it. And a little bit complicated editing too. I found running 2 cameras is not easy, because obviously you can't show both at once, so you've got to cut in and out the whole time. So you're forever splicing. Yeah, it takes a lot longer, but I'm hoping the end product is better. So you can get talking while there's a view from the outside. And you can just switch back to the view on the inside with the talking as well. But man, it's taken a bit of getting used to from the editing point of view. But oh, look at that. Another old lampstand with the modern bit attached to the top, so they can go to an LED light. And that's well over 100 years old, I would suggest. No date on it. I love it when they put dates on. I think we'd have been alright, bud.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's nice to be here in Lastres. Very close to the Camino. There's the Northern Camino, which actually comes through here, so you branch off the French Camino, which is the traditional Camino, and you can do the northern one along the coast, a lot of uphill and down dale. Or you go south from here to Burgos, and you're back on the Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, or French Camino through to Santiago. I suspect we'll see some scallop shells, which will tell us it's the Camino. Downtown Lastres, and I think the perfect lookout for a coffee. Hola!
Hola.
Buenos dias.
Ooh la la.
Could be anywhere in the world. I think once people have paid, they kind of think, oh yeah, I'll go. You know, whereas if you pay at the end, well, most restaurants you pay at the end, but cafes, yeah, you're right. That looks good, eh? It's like good coffee. Look at that, people, nothing wrong with that. What do you think, Gary?
Happy chappy. Coffee time.
Yeah, coffee
time.
Who's that? What's that other boat?
Oh, the
Dutch guy.
Dutch gentleman.
Yeah. Coffee time. He stops the video so you can go and get a coffee. Lady Lizelot.
That's it,
Lady
Lizelot.
Lizelot. I'm going to hopefully catch up with them in Holland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Got to find out the name of the cookie. He always says about a cookie.
Yeah, it's it's a Swedish one.
Is it?
Yeah, that he's fallen in love with. Yeah. But anyway. Coffee time. Going for a wee walk up the hill, Gaz.
A wee walk up the hill.
It is beautiful. Pyrenees out there. Top's just up here, Gary.
We at the top yet?
Almost. Good to do a little bit of exercise, eh? We got a little bit of shopping from the little mini mart. Not much. When we get to Santander, we can stock up again. Someone's beautiful wall, so much work into it, costs so much, and it's just falling over. No foundation, no steel, I suspect. Awanui NZ parked down there in the port. Somebody just loves collecting driftwood. Obviously enjoys living by the sea. Wonder if that's how it gets its strength, to be honest. Oh goodness, someone brings a car down here, look. That's pretty steep, mate, for a car up there.
How's he going to get out?
Go down, maybe. You keep going down.
Oh,
Another one down here. Oh, here's Awanui NZ again. See Awanui NZ through there?
I spy there.
What's that, buddy?
I spy.
Yeah.
What a great little look on there.
Look at this up here.
Oh, cool, blimey.
The timber's rotting. That's the side you don't see, eh? Here are these, this is an uninhabited house. The house beside it's inhabited, but that one's not. And you can just see it's decaying, so the work and keeping them maintained will be pretty significant. Straight ahead, down here, or up there. Straight ahead?
I think straight ahead. Oh, hang on, let me have a quick look.
I think that's on the way back down to the port.
It goes right under the edge and breaks down to that wide. I'm not overly sure.
Go this way then?
I think the other way would be safer.
This way it is. That up there is one serious gutter.
I suspect this takes us back to the little town.
Oh, I think so. We'll end up back at the cafe. Here you go. Marina, Awanui NZ. What an amazing little town. Someone's done all this work, Gary.
No doubt about that. Manual labour, though, I'd say a lot of it.
Oh, totally. All laid by hand, I suspect. And what makes it so special is that it's so nice and quiet. It's not the middle of the tourist season. Wonder how busy it gets in the tourist season. Here we are, back to our man doing the weed eating, and he weed eats all the weeds in the path. So why they don't spray it, I don't know. Maybe over here they're anti-spray. So I suspect every couple of weeks he's going along and weed eating it, because it would grow back really quick. Okay, so now he's blowing. He's blowing now. He's done the weed eating, he's now blowing. Hola! And there, up there is town where we had our coffee. Back to the port and the boat. Like a lot of places in the Mediterranean, there is a corner bit of land between a road that goes down and a road that goes up, and the house starts in the corner and fans out to a normal width house. Every little bit of land has been used. Notice Gary has got the fresh bread in his right hand.
Yep, I'm carrying the load.
He was threatening to eat it on the way, but I see he's resisted. Now we just got to work out how to get back into the marina, because we don't have a key. How did all this get up here? Not in the storm, I hope.
up. You don't have to be a man. Ah, es una fiarda, pensé que es un bonito. Ali, ponte guapo para un video para YouTube. Ponte guapo.
La policía.
Good one. Good, huh?
Es de Discovery.
Bonito.
Bonito.
Is it mackerel? Mackerel?
Sí.
Yeah.
¡Hija! Ta-na-na-na. Ta-na-na-na. Vomita, tata, vomita.
Salud.
Ah. Okie dokie, it's 7:30 in the morning and it's the 19th of February. Here we are, had 2 wonderful days in Lastres. Beautiful little fishing village, you'll have enjoyed the footage of being there. But today we're going to try and make the whole jump through to Santander over here, which is basically 62 miles away. A little bit longer than we'd like to do. We're going to look at options along the way, but we've got time and the weather's looking good. Just 1.4 metre swells and up to about 6 or 7 knots as we cross this large bay. So don't really see that as an issue. We're going to try and head off at 8 a.m. as soon as it starts getting light. Yeah, and get underway. But really enjoyed our little stay in Lastres. It's been a nice little break, 2 nights over here to relax. And really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So anyway, we'll get underway and we'll come back to you once we are out there. Alright, there we are coming off the dock. We're nice and clear. Beautiful morning here in Lastres. Gary's getting all the lines ready. Fenders can come in too, buddo. Fishing boat heading out. I'll just put our running lights on for a little bit. Day in the life of a fisherman for them, eh? Stabilizers are on. There they are on there. Nice and active. 6.8 metres. Follow these guys out. Lovely morning.
Gonna have to resecure that one.
And we are off to Santander. Well, sure doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely milky smooth out here. Beautiful Pyrenees mountains out there. Hope you can see those because they look amazing. In fact, I'll just zoom in a little bit here. There you go. Quite a bit of snow still on them actually, so winter's still with them. High hills or mountains again up to the east there as it heads into France. But oh boy, this is just idyllic. 60 odd miles, 10-hour day is easy in weather like this. Easy, easy peasy. neat here. We've got 25.7 miles to run to Santander. Going to get there at 6:34. CET or civil evening twilight is at 9 minutes to 7. Sun will get dark about 20 past 7, so have about 40 minutes, usually like a little bit more than that. But the interesting thing is we've got swells coming through, probably 2 meters I guess, about 10 seconds or so apart, and you watch the ground speed. It goes from 6.5 knots when you surf down the front of the swells coming through. We've been getting up to about 8.2, and again it's every 7th or so swell that comes through that gives you the best ride. So see there, we're just going over the back of the swell, comes into the 6s, 6.8, then the next swell comes through, you just surf down the front up to 7.5, but it gets up to 8.2 and you really feel the difference. You just feel yourself going for a little skate. I'll see if we just hang on here. There you go, there you go, 8.17 that went to. Yeah, so you get a couple of decent sized swells like that. You really roar down the front of it, slow up coming over the back, 6.16 knots there. Here we go, here comes another one. Ooh, down the front, 8.04. Yeah, that's fun. That's really cool. I mean, you hardly notice it out there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit difficult to see. Doesn't even really show up there because we're so far from the land as well. But anyway, yeah, we're having a good run today. I mean, in weather like this, you can just go all day, every day. Not nearly as tiring. So yeah, been a lot of fun. Tonight we're anchoring at Santander, right beside the airport. We have to call them on channel 11 to get a clearance to cross the flight path leading up to Santander Airport, because the aeroplanes cross you at about 20 metres. Yeah, it should be fun. Coming in towards Santander now, the last few miles down the coast. Pretty impressive out there. I don't know if you can see put my finger on it. Waves are breaking against the coast. It's only about 9 knots of wind. Spray's really lifting off the top of those waves, and it's been quite a solid swell coming through, and obviously you get to the cliffs there and they ain't got nowhere to go, or the shore. Lighthouse along there, of course. We go round the corner and come back along that way to our anchorage. It's been a long day, but fun, good day. Alright, so we're coming into Santander.
Yes, Antonio, come in. End of bunkering open check. Thank you very much, sir.
And following the marker buoys, we've got port and starboard markers all the way up here for the channel. And we're in 18 metres of water at the moment. We were going to go all the way up to the airport, which is still another 3 miles away. Whereas looking at how calm it is here, we're starting to think that maybe we'll go to the anchorage, which is right outside the marina. What do you think, Gary?
I think it'd be ideal. Nothing wrong with popping in there and having a look anyway.
Pretty sure that's it, just
up there. Yeah.
To the right, just this side of the ferry terminal there. And what is it? 10 past 6 at night, and it's civil evening twilight, so the sun will drop below the hill in about 40 minutes. I think we've timed it well, mate. Can't see the yacht. Oh yeah, there's the entrance to the, it's over here, see?
Yeah, over there.
There's the entrance to the marina there, just to the right. And according to this, the anchorage is right out in front of it. Well, there is the sun setting in Santander. Mark's got a beer. Gary's getting himself a rum and coke. So all's good on Awanui NZ. 10.5 hour day. So it's a pretty long day. Good day though. And we're nicely anchored outside the marina there. And then there's the river coming down from Santander. A couple of Brittany ferries. They come all the way from Portsmouth. Wow. Rather them than me, to be honest. Anyway. Yeah, gorgeous evening. Gorgeous evening. Time for dinner. Well, if they are going to England, I'd say they're going to have a good run tonight. But some days it'll be horrific.
LNG powered.
Yeah, LNG powered, yeah. Yeah, amazing, eh?